steering pump is pretty loud. I'm going to try the Chris Fix method of getting this steering pump a little quieter by replacing the fluid. Turkey baster. Not a lot of fluid, actually. I'm gonna put this bottle of Royal Purple, which allegedly quiets noisy pumps. I don't know if this is enough fluid for a complete refill, but I'm gonna give it a try, and then if this doesn't do the trick, I'll do like a more complete flush, and then I will put some of this Super Tech Type F fluid in. Let's see how this goes. Uh-oh. I think I put too much in. So it seems like this did not do the trick. Also, the power steering fluid in the pump, the level did not really go down. So I don't know if there's something wrong with the pump, but yeah, maybe this is the motivation I need to install this power steering pump that came in the box of goodies with the car. I gotta do a little research, see how long this will take. Since I can't make any progress at the moment on the power steering pump, I'm going to see about working on some other things, including the brake master cylinder and a couple other things that I got coming in the mail soon. Stand by for more on that. Okay, now that I have the hood off, I have all this amazing light shining down on the engine. I'm going to replace the hood hinge cups, these pieces that's right behind where the hood hinge goes into. I'm also gonna do the hood to firewall seal, which I briefly touched on in an earlier video. And then since I have the hood open, I'm gonna take advantage of the space and the light, and I'm gonna replace the brake master cylinder and these brake lines that are no good. Also, while I have the master cylinder out, I'm going to use the Pour 15 kit to clean up the rust that's on the shock tower. So those are my plans. I'm also gonna take a look at some of the other vacuum lines and hoses and cables and wiring and see what else I can clean up while I have the hood off for the next however many days. You can see there's a little bit of rust behind where the hood hinge cup was, and the one that I had is not looking great. See if we can get this brake master cylinder out. If I understand it correctly, the first thing we want to do is remove the two nuts that keep the master cylinder on the brake booster. This other one is kind of in a tight spot. I'm gonna have to use a wrench to see if I can get it out. Okay, I'm not having a lot of luck getting the side closer to the fender out on the master cylinder, so I'm gonna work on something else at the moment. Let me show you another thing that's not working on the Fox body. So when you start the car, all the gauges go up except for the temperature gauge. Allegedly, the fix for this is the temperature sending unit, which I have in this little box here. I'll show you what it looks like. This is the thing that's supposedly going to fix my temperature gauge, and it goes somewhere underneath the distributor cap. So let's get this figured out. This is an electrical component, so we're going to disconnect one of the battery cables. If I can find the right Allen wrench. Going to remove the rubber cap on the distributor. And there's a clip on this side, clip on this side. Okay, this is where the temperature sending unit is supposed to go. And I guess I need to remove the electrical piece here. I got my 11/16 socket and extension. I'm gonna get that in there. Here is the one that I just pulled out. Here is the new versus the old. The old one looks not so great. There's a little bit of debris in there, so I want to make sure we get that out before putting in the new one. You can kind of see it, the white bits around the grooves. Now I'm going to put the new temperature sending unit in. Hand tight it first. Undo the socket. Getting there, moving slowly, trying not to break it. There is the new unit. Okay, I'm sweating to death here in the garage, but now let's check and see if the temperature sending unit replacement did the trick. By the way, I cannot take credit for anything related to the discovery of how to accomplish this. It was actually found a channel on YouTube called Drive North. So shout out to that dude for putting together a pretty informative step-by-step video on how to do this fix. It doesn't appear to be moving. Okay, so it seems like the temperature sending unit did not do what I needed to do in order to fix the temperature gauge. The other option, I think it could be the coolant temperature sensor, but I'm not exactly sure where that goes because the picture that I was looking at, it looks like a slightly different layout, so it might be a different year of the 5.0. I believe it's supposed to be somewhere over here, but I'm not sure exactly yet. I'll have to do a little bit more research. If you have any thoughts on where that might be in a 1988 5.0, let me know. Anyways, a couple of things that I picked up in the mail. I got a set of screws for the plate on the intake manifold. You can see that one of them is broken off. I'm gonna eventually clean that all up and repaint it anyway, but I'd like to see if I can get this looking better. Also, I got a plastic cover for the windshield wiper motor, which probably won't put on right now. It'll go right here. But once I get the brake master cylinder and the hood hinge cups replaced, I will go ahead and do that. Make the engine bay look a little bit cleaner. And also got some valve cover gaskets and a this says it's an oil drain plug, but it's supposed to be a replacement for the low oil sensor, which is also a common source of oil leaks in the 5.0. And the gasket that you're supposed to get for that is not in stock in any places that I could see. So I'm going to, at some point, replace this, probably at the same time that I also replace, I have the other two plugs that go in the oil pan. So I'm hoping that the three of those things being in place with their washers that came with them, and eventually doing the valve cover gaskets will reduce some of the oil that's leaking from the 5.0. I'm sure I'm going to have to do the rear main seal at some point and maybe the oil pan gasket, but I'm not sure when I'll get time to do either of those. They seem like pretty intimidating jobs. Anyways, maybe I'll get the screws on the intake manifold plate replaced now, so I have achieved at least something today. This is a T20 Torx bit. So I got the plate removed. Interesting, the first time I've ever seen what it looks like underneath there. And you can see there is a screw that was broken off in there. I have to see if I can find anything that can get that out. I have achieved little to nothing on the Fox Body project in the past week. I have been temporarily defeated by multiple things, and it is extremely hot today. So I'm probably gonna go swimming and try to get back to figuring out some of these problems sometime this week or next weekend. But if you have any suggestions based on the things that I failed at in this video, feel free to leave a comment. And any help is greatly appreciated. Anyways, even though I accomplished very little, if you have joined me on this journey, thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please hit subscribe and keep an eye out for the next video on the Fox Body Mustang project. Peace out.